1 of 32. Max McGee's touchdown. The first score in the first ever Super Bowl came from a player who wasn't even supposed to play. Packers wide receiver Max McGee caught a 37-year pass to open the game with a bang after a lackluster season and breaking curfew the night before to party with two flight attendants he'd met in the hotel bar. 2 of 32. Vince Lombardi's victory. The Hall of Fame coach nabbed the first two Super Bowl victories in the books in an epic fashion before heading to the Washington Redskins. He would later die prematurely of cancer in 1970, prompting the NFL to name the Super Bowl trophy in his honor. 3 of 32. Joe Namath's guaranteed. Despite being massive underdogs, quarterback Joe Namath publicly guaranteed a Jets victory before the 1969 showdown. The AFL team went on to secure one of the greatest upsets in sports history, with Namath famously walking off the field with one finger pointing to the sky. 4 of 32. The perfect season. Still the only NFL team to achieve an undefeated season, the Miami Dolphins suffered one close call during the 1972 title game. Instead of falling on the ball after a blocked field goal, kicker Garo Yepremian attempted to throw a forward pass only to lose control. Redskins cornerback Mike Bass would then return it for a touchdown, his team's only score of the game. 5 of 32. 14. Hey Kid, catch. Coca-Cola's classic commercial from 1979 starring Mean Joe Green showed the Steelers' tackle wasn't so tough after all when he gave his jersey to a surprised young fan. 6 of 32. 18. Where's the beef? 7 of 32. 18. 1984. The same year, Apple aired another iconic ad that attempted to save humanity from conformity, in a nod to George Orwell's novel. Advertising Age named it one of the best commercials ever created. 8 of 32. XX. The Fridge's TD linemen don't usually score touchdowns, let alone rookies, but newbie William, the refrigerator, Perry lived up to his first-round draft pick when he ran over the Patriots' defensive line to put points on the board. The surprise score cost Las Vegas hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of prop bets. Perry's Super Bowl ring also set another lasting record as the largest ever created. 9 of 32. 21. Bill Parcells's Gatorade bath. Coaches have the New York Giants to thank for the sticky custom of ice-cold, sugary showers. The 1987 Super Bowl team created a new sports tradition when they soaked head coach Bill Parcells with the contents of a cooler after beating the Broncos 39-20. 10 of 32. 23. Joe Cool. The 49ers quarterback lived up to his unflappable reputation when he orchestrated a game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. Joe Montana was so relaxed that he famously pointed to the stands and asked, "Hey, isn't that John Candy?" just before connecting on a string of passes. To answer his question, yes it was. 11 of 32. 25. Whitney Houston's national anthem. Not only did the iconic singer set the bar for Star-Spangled Banner performances everywhere with her gospel-inspired interpretation, but she would also donate the proceeds of the recorded single to Gulf War soldiers and their families. 12 of 32. 25. Wide right. That same year, the Buffalo Bills lost to the Giants in the closet Super Bowl ever after a botched field goal attempt with 8 seconds left. Sportscaster Al Michaels dubbed Scott Norwood's 47-yard try wide right, and the phrase came to sum up the entire game. 13 of 32. 29. Monkey off. Steve Young's back. It's hard to live up to Joe Montana and his 4 Super Bowls, but Steve Young finally came into his own in 1995 when he led the 49ers to yet another championship. After the quarterback locked up the game with a record-setting 6 touchdowns, he memorably shouted at the sideline, "Take that monkey off my back, please." 14 of 32. 32. John Elway's legacy. John Elway helped punch his card to the Hall of Fame in 1998 by winning his first title against the Packers 31-24. After taking the Broncos to the Super Bowl 3 times and losing each one, he finally hoisted the Lombardi Trophy for the first time, only to repeat as champion the following year. 15 of 32. 34. 1 yard short. Back when the Rams were in St. Louis, they pulled off their first Super Bowl win in an epic fashion. After a largely defensive first half, the Tennessee Titans managed to drive up to the red zone with 6 seconds remaining and an opportunity to tie the game, but linebacker Mike Jones tackled wide receiver Kevin Dyson just a few feet from the goal line. 16 of 32-34, the dot-com bowl. With the dot-com bubble yet to collapse, first Super Bowl of the new millennium also saw 14 different tech startups run ads costing upwards of $2 million each. Between the asterisk trades dancing chimp, we just wasted $2 million bucks. What are you doing with your money? And the now defunct Pets.com's sock puppet. The glut of web-related ads earned the big game the nickname the .com Super Bowl. 17 of 32-36. U2's tribute. The Irish rock band regularly tops lists of the best halftime shows thanks to their poignant 9/11 tribute just months after the devastating attacks. Bono performed 3 songs with the names of the victims projected behind the stage, revealing at the end of his performance an American flag printed on the inside of his jacket. 18 of 32-36, Adam Vinatieri's kick. It's hard to imagine a time when the Patriots played as underdogs, but the franchise only secured its first championship in 2002 against the St. Louis Rams, a.k.a. Kurt Warner and the greatest show on turf. With 0 timeouts remaining, Tom Brady led New England down the field to set up a 48-yard field goal attempt. Kicker Adam Vinatieri sent the ball through the uprights as time expired, only to repeat the feat 2 years later. 19 of 32-38, Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction. Originally scheduled for the 2002 Super Bowl before stepping aside for U2, Janet Jackson had an equally memorable show in 2004 for totally different reasons. After performing a duet with Justin Timberlake, the infamous wardrobe malfunction occurred. Nipplegate prompted all future live television performances to feature a 5-second broadcast delay, but neither artist is banned from the Super Bowl. In fact, Justin Timberlake is back headlining his own halftime show this year. 20 of 32-39, Puppy Bowl debut. Less enthused football fans cheered when Animal Planet introduced the best Super Bowl counter-programming ever created. The inaugural Puppy Bowl in 2005 featured a plethora of adoptable canines, playing, fighting, and just generally being adorable. The cute show has since ballooned into a legitimate TV event attracting millions of viewers, with its own kitten halftime show to boot. 21 of 32 XLI, Prince's Purple Rain 2007 marked another halftime show for the records. Prince stepped out in the middle of a downpour to rock Dolphin Stadium with covers of We Will Rock You, Proud Mary, and All Along the Watchtower, along with several of his signature hits. The 12-minute set fired up the fans and enthused music critics alike. 22 of 32 XLII, the helmet catch named the greatest Super Bowl play of all time by Fox Sports and the NFL. David Tyree's leaping grab defied all odds and gravity when he caught an Eli Manning thrown ball with the help of his helmet. The 32-yard gain helped the Giants score a game-winning touchdown and upset the Patriots 17-14. 23 of 32 XLAII, Santonio Holmes's toe touch. A year later, the Pittsburgh Steelers won a record 6th Super Bowl thanks to a MVP-worthy performance by wide receiver Santonio Holmes. He most memorably nabbed a game-winning 6-yard touchdown pass on the tips of his toes, just barely staying in bounds with less than a minute left on the clock. 24 of 32 XLIV, Betty White's trash talk. Sorry athletes, but it was Betty White who stole the 2010 broadcast with her cheeky ad for Snickers. Then 88, the Golden Girls actress took a tackle like a champ before spouting a memorable comeback, "That's not what your girlfriend said," and transforming back into a football-playing dude with the help of the hunger-sating snack. 25 of 32 XLV, the Force Volkswagen struck advertising gold in 2011 with its own classic commercial that debuted on YouTube a week before the big game. The car company hadn't aired a Super Bowl ad in over a decade, but the charismatic Darth Vader costumed kid won hearts everywhere, and probably sold a lot of Passats. 26 of 32 XLVII, the Har Bowl. For the first time in Super Bowl history, two brothers coached against each other for championship rings in the 2012 showdown. Jim and John Harbaugh led the 49ers and Ravens respectively to the title game, but it was older brother John that ultimately walked away with a victory. 27 of 32 XLVIII, the Blackout Bowl. That year's game also goes by another nickname. The memorable Blackout Bowl featured a 34-minute delay thanks to a partial power outage in the Superdome. The darkness had viewers joking Beyoncé's halftime performance had literally shut it down, and Oreo's marketing execs coming up with a now iconic tweet. 28 of 32 XLIX, Malcolm Butler's pick. The game appeared all over for New England with 26 seconds left on the clock and Seattle in control of the ball on the 1-yard line, but the defending champs ran a controversial pass play intercepted by rookie cornerback Malcolm Butler. The Patriots then secured the win by smartly drawing an encroachment penalty on the Seahawks, avoiding a game-ending safety and locking up yet another Super Bowl. 29 of 32 LI, Lady Gaga's dive. More people tuned in to see Lady Gaga's halftime show than the actual game, and they weren't disappointed. The pop superstar opened the routine by singing "God Bless of America" on the roof of NRG Stadium, and then jumped into the arena in a crazy daredevil stunt. While speculators wondered if she'd include an overt political protests, the ultimate routine drew praise, and sent her record sales soaring. 30 of 32 LI, Tom Brady's epic comeback. Following the entertainment, many viewers were tempted to head to bed early thanks to Atlanta's whopping 4-score lead, but you can never count out Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Tom Brady led the largest comeback in Super Bowl history, earning a massive 25 unanswered points before sending the game into overtime, another historic first. Sports writers immediately dubbed it the greatest Super Bowl of all time. Page 2 YouTube Super Bowl 53 is airing on Sunday, February 3rd, and whether you're cheering for your favorite team or just hanging out to enjoy delicious wings, you know we're bound to see some good commercials. To celebrate another year of advertising genius, we counted down the 55 best Super Bowl TV ads of all time. Don't forget to check out Good Housekeeping's best Super Bowl party ideas and recipes. 1 of 55 Volkswagen, 2011. The Passat, official car of the dark side. According to Adage, this memorable moment cost over $3 million to run. 2 of 55 Coca-Cola, 1979. Mean Joe Green isn't so mean after all. For only $786,000 for airtime, fans saw his change of heart. 3 of 55 Budweiser, 2015. This unlikely friendship became an instant classic. With a price tag of $4.5 million to air, it was worth it. 4 of 55 Wendy's, 1984. Where's the beef? With commercials still rising in popularity, it only cost $1 million. 5 of 55 Snickers, 2010. A trash-talking Betty White hangs with the boys. 6 of 55 Reebok, 2003. You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports. Richard, Reebok knocked it out of the park with this ad. 7 of 55 Monster.com, 1999. Q Instant Career Motivation. Monster has been with us since the beginning, investing $2.3 million for airtime. 8 of 55 Google, 2009. No one's search history is this romantic. 9 of 55 Bridgestone, 2011. Bridgestone nailed the instant panic caused by accidentally hitting reply all. 10 of 55 Apple, 1984. This groundbreaking spot riffs on author George Orwell's dystopia. Apple always knows how to make an impression, only spending $1 million for this moment. 11 of 55 T-Mobile, 2017. Beliebers moved along with Justin's fun dance moves. The singer starred alongside Terrell Owens. 12 of 55 Budweiser, 2003. Adding a zebra to the classic Clydesdale matchup was a stroke of brilliance. 13 of 55 Tide, 2008. And that's why you never leave the house without stain remover. 14 of 55 E-Trade, 2008. Even after a half-dozen renditions, we still can't figure out how they filmed these. 15 of 55 EDS, 2000 The tech group earned new appreciation by comparing itself to the toughest job out there, cat herding. 16 of 55 Volkswagen, 2012 James Brown's Get Up Off of That Thing is hands down the best workout song. 17 of 55 Budweiser, 2004 Talk About the American Dream. This moment is estimated to have cost $3 million to broadcast. 18 of 55 Nike, 1992 megajoules paired up with everyone's favorite cartoon long before Space Jam. 19 of 55 Budweiser, 2014 Nothing can separate this adorable duo. Budweiser did it once again, not sparing a dime for the $4.3 million slot. 20 of 55 Miller High Life, 2009 It only takes 1 second to make an impression. 21 of 55 Xerox, 1976 A time-traveling monk reminds us why modern technology is so convenient. 22 of 55 Sprint, 2006 Crime deterrence now comes standard on major networks, most dishing out $3 million for airtime. 23 of 55 NFL, 2011 It takes a true TV buff to appreciate all of the references in this ad. 24 of 55 CareerBuilder.com, 2007 If your workplace is a literal monkey business, it's a time to find a new job. 25 of 55 BMW, 2015 1994 What a simpler time. What is internet, anyway? The playful throwback aired for $4.5 million, per adage. 26 of 55 Old Spice, 2010 I'm on a horse, Old Spice knows how to stay relevant. 27 of 55 Budweiser, 2008 Move Over, Rocky. Hank is the ultimate underdog, underhorse, coming out on top with a price tag of $3 million. 28 of 55 Doritos, 2009 Will we always laugh at this commercial? I think that's a yes. 29 of 55 Pepsi, 1996 A Coke employees, disloyalty goes horribly wrong. 30 of 55 Doritos, 2012 Man's best friend is capable of more than you think. At a whopping $3.7 million, we were also let in on this pup's secret.